What do you think is the single greatest photograph in history? This one makes my heart race every time. A pickup truck flees from the pyroclastic flow spewing from the Mount Point Pinatubo volcano in the Philippines. I'm sure there are better ones, but this one has always had a soft spot for me. Shows a surgeon who performed a heart surgery which lasted 23 hours. The patient was borderline impossible to save. From the article. Here, we see Dr. Big New Religa keeping watch on the vital signs of a patient after a 23-hour heart surgery he conducted. In the lower right corner, you can see one of his colleagues who helped him with the surgery fallen asleep. Drive. Religa was a pioneer of heart transplantation in Poland, and even though the surgery was considered borderline impossible at the time, he took the chance, and the operation was entirely successful. Today, even though Dr. Religa's heart has stopped beating, the one of his patient is still running. Lots of beautiful and haunting stuff in here. How about a more recent, obscure one? Girl watching her grandfather cry at a Veterans Day celebration. This photo really jumped out at me the first time I saw it. The look on her face says it all. She just learned that the world is a whole lot bigger than she thought it was. Her eyes are full of sorrow, and she looks like she's brimming with questions. Not sure if opened that link took it or not, but it's very nice. Daredevils play tennis in sky. Looks so unbelievable that it seems photoshopped, but it isn't, which makes it more badass. A Monk and His Brother by Roger Stonehouse. Malcolm X peeks out his window with a rifle amidst death threats. This is the first one that came to mind for me. I don't know if this was posted, but the story is so heartbreaking. Not posting a photo, just here to say this is my favorite Ask Reddit thread in months. So much joy, sorrow, and astonishment in 100-ish images. When I wanna see incredible photos, I like going here. It's a collection of Photo of the Year by World Press Photo, and has some absolutely incredible images. This man fulfilling his promise to wear a green dress to his friend's funeral. I want to add the elephant's foot. It is a photo of melted nuclear core after the Chernobyl disaster. It chills me to see that such a simple looking object is actually one of the most dangerous things in the world. After just 30 seconds of exposure, dizziness and fatigue will find you a week later. 2 minutes of exposure and the body cells will soon begin to hemorrhage. 4 minutes, vomiting, diarrhea, and fever. At 300 seconds you have 2 days to live. Every time I see the picture, it's like I can feel the radiation and heaviness in the air. It's crazy we have a photograph of this. The photograph looks grainy not because the photography technology at the time in Soviet Union was behind. It is because the radiation affects the film. Surprised to not already see A Harvest of Death listed here. One of the first Civil War photos taken, one of the first war photos ever taken, and the first widely circulated one. This photo was the first time most people with the privilege of not being on the battlefield got a glimpse of what it was like. Edit, spelling. Alright, look, I'm late to the party, but this is hands down the best photo ever taken. It's a picture by the lesser known Apollo 11 astronaut, Michael Collins. The picture contains the moon, the landing module, with Armstrong and Aldrin, and the Earth. This is the best photo ever taken, because it contains every single human that has ever existed. Dead or alive, every single member of our species and its entire history is in this picture. Except for Michael Collins. Collins picture. Earthrise. France landing, ghost trees, has to be the wildest photo I have seen. I have had it ingrained in my head since the first time I saw it. It looks like a painting. Edit, added different link, not sure if that helps. This is also a really good video of Franz explaining the process and showing the pictures before and after this moment. Timing really is everything. Just from skimming the first few photos in this thread, I've noticed a lot of sad photos vying for the greatest, so I thought I'd throw this one in. Easy company, band of brothers, having a well-earned rest, after capturing the Eagle's Nest, Hitler's private residence. Australian soldier being beheaded by a Japanese soldier. Photo was found by an American soldier on a dead Japanese soldier. Nothing as inspiring as some of these other comments, but this dunk photo of Larry Nance always does something for me. General Nguyen shooting a Viet Cong prisoner, not only for its shocking portrayal of the harshness of war, but also for teaching us a lesson in learning the context behind the photo. The prisoner was caught cutting the throats of a South Vietnamese officer and his family, who were close friends of General Nguyen, and the general shot him in vengeance. Eddie Adams, the photographer, even said photos are only half-truths, and that they don't always explain the events that led to the moment. Adams would regret taking the Pulitzer Prize-winning photo, especially after the general received hate messages from those incensed at the photo's content. I like this one. Yugoslav partisan defying Nazis before hanging. That would be a BPing. Edit. Thanks for the 2 silvers. For the IFLS haters, here is an old Reddit post. This photo, NSFW, is one of the only known photos in existence that shows the activities inside Auschwitz surrounding the mass execution of its prisoners. Photography in the camp was generally forbidden, even by the SS, but this was taken in secret by the Sonderkommando, a group of around 1,000 prisoners inside the camp who were selected by the SS to do all the dirty work, including disposing of and burning the bodies as they are in this photo. The Sonderkommando smuggled in a camera and took the picture from the doorway of a nearby gas chamber. They then managed to smuggle the film out of the camp in a tube of toothpaste. For me, it is one of the most horrifying photos in existence, and just shows what humans are capable of at their worst. This is so hard, bordering impossible, to answer because it's hard to compare different genre of photography, from landscape, to animal, to street photography. It's like asking which is your favorite movie. Sure, some can answer that, but a better question would be to ask concerning a specific category. Having said that, this is a recent favorite of mine. Palestinian father bathing his daughter and niece in their destroyed home. This photo of Jackie Kennedy climbing the back of the limousine after JFK was assassinated. This one has always been really incredible to me, because it's a pretty perfect snapshot of an insanely significant moment in history. Student leader Lester Shum arrested in HK protests. I saved this one a while back on Reddit, just because of the contrast to this guy's look compared to the actions around him. 1,000-yard stare is up there. Moments before happiness, 50s Romania. Moment before happiness, 1955. Edit. My first gold. Thank you, kind stranger. When Belgian King Leopold II ruled the Congo, he killed 10 million people and did things like cut off their hands, feet, and genitals. Here's a picture of a father looking at the hand and foot of his 5-year-old daughter for failing to meet a rubber quota. Probably not the greatest, but I'd like to share Fernando Auti's kiss. Fernando Auti was an Italian immunologist who passed away just a few days ago. This picture of him is extremely important because he's kissing a woman affected by HIV. He did this in 1991 in response to an article falsely claiming HIV could be transmitted by kissing, in a time when popular knowledge about HIV and AIDS was extremely vague. Probably already somewhere in here, but East German soldier defecting to West by jumping over the Berlin Wall when it was only barbed wire. This happened on the 3rd day of its construction and the picture became a symbol for the Cold War. Whole story can be found here. Semicolon. This is the single highest resolution picture that has ever been shot. Looked at this for hours, just searching for something new to discover. Edit. Love looking at the hilarious things you guys found. Hope you enjoyed as much as I do. Thanks for that. The death of an Iraqi soldier. Highway of Death, 1991. By Ken Jarek. If I don't photograph this, people like my mom will think war is what they see on TV. Edit, NSFL. Big new religer after first 24 hours heart transplant operation. The patient outlived him. This picture of two engineers who hug each other knowing that they are going to die. I still think this photo of a plane crash happening is one of the best I have seen. Saturn. The Earth is visible too. The bright spot on the left, that's us. This is the modern equivalent of the pale blue dot. Virunga Ranger with gorilla. This picture contains a lot of powerful element. The backstory is **SO** sad. For those who are interested, check out Virunga on Netflix. Edit. So many great pictures and stories in this thread I never heard of. Thank you for all these submissions. This photo, just an empty bed and a chair beside it. On the bed is a pillow with some dark stains. It's the bed Lincoln died in across the street from Ford's Theater. The photo was taken right after the president's body was removed. The pillow is stained red with the blood that seeped out of his head wound all night long. It's just soaked. Bratislava, 1968. Edit. Wrong city.